Hello everyone, and welcome to the Specialist Trading presentation of the 7 Secrets of Money Management course intro. Hello and welcome once again. My name is Stephen Primo. I am the president and founder of Specialist Trading. And in today's short and brief presentation, I'm going to go over a brand new course we have that is extremely important in taking your trading to the next level. It concerns itself only with money management. We're not going to talk about any strategies or any entry points or any type of ways to be in sync with the market. We're really going to talk about what I feel is about 70% of all trading is money management. The only problem is that we've been taught the wrong concept of what money management is, and I'm going to share with you the secrets that were taught to me while I was on the floor, and these secrets turned my way of trading around as well. So this is a brand new course. We're offering this for the very first time. It's a great package that will really help you regardless if you trade one of my methods or if you trade something that you've devised on your own, or whether you trade another educator's strategy or system. This will help with any and all of your trading regardless of market or time frame. Now, before we begin, as always, we are required to show you this, so please take a moment to view our disclaimer. I'm going to show you some performance results using these secrets of money management. Please remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of these results will be repeated in the future. And as you're taking a moment once again to view our disclaimer, for those of you who are new to my presentations, I love questions and answers, but I like to wait till the very end. The presentations seem to flow a lot better if we wait till the very end of the class. So this won't be a real long one. Probably in about 15 or 20 minutes we'll take the rest of the time to answer any questions you may have. So if you happen to have any questions, please write them down or try to remember them, and we'll get to them at the very end. Also, when we're telling you about the course promo, we'll also give you an email address as well as a phone number where you can contact us if you'd like to ask us any questions that way, okay? Now, I also want to mention that you can follow us on Twitter. Even though our signals, real-time signals, and our real-time postings are just generated for our members, we will, after the fact, tell you that we were long the E-mini or short the Canadian dollar or short Apple, things of that nature, after our members have gotten into the trade. But you can follow us on Twitter at SPCLST. TRADG. We have a lot of great information there and a lot of ways to follow us. But remember, it is after the fact. All of the priority and top information is just reserved for members. All right, so I'd like to start off with telling you what I learned on the floor of the exchange. And I probably used to trade just the way everyone in this room started out trading, or maybe continues to trade, with the same concept of what money management is. In fact, to tell you how far away I was with the concept of money management, when I first started trading, there was nothing in my trading plan that had to do with protecting my trade. In other words, I had no stops. I had no plan devised or where I got out if things went totally wrong. There was nothing of that nature in any of my trading. I just thought and assumed that every trade was going to be a winner, and I would watch it, and eventually it would go to where I wanted it to go. In fact, I'm sure many of you trade that way. A lot of people trade that way. And I had no concept of what money management was. And then I started reading a little book, some books, and talking to some people. And I came to the common misconception that money management was just about where you place your stops, or money management was just about buying at the bottom and selling at the top, and that really was it. So even though I had learned a little about money management, I really, didn't put the whole thing together until I came in contact with a few of my mentors who turned my way of trading around. And they taught me the true value and meaning of what money management is. And they shared with me these secrets that we're going to share in this new course we have for you. First of all, they said, though, that money management should not be subjective, okay? Meaning that if you get into a trade with someone the exact same trade as someone else, you shouldn't have different aspects as to where your stops or where any type of protection of the trade should be. It should be the same for each and every person. So it should also be consistent as well. You don't want to, so many traders would apply money management in different ways, and it would work like crazy, and then all of a sudden nothing would work anymore, and they get stopped out of a ton of trades because their money management methodology or plan couldn't change with the environment of the market. They also said that money management should be simple. You shouldn't be looking at this, type of scientific way to devise all these neurophysics type numbers and come up with some plan where this is how you protect your trade, place your stop, this is where you move your stop to unchanged. It shouldn't be that complicated. It should be extremely simple. And lastly, it should make you a part of the process. There should be room in there so that you can change with the ebb and flows of the market. In other words, where you're not changing the whole groundwork of your money management plan or system, but you're basically changing because the market environment has changed, and that's all. You're not totally changing and saying, well, I think I'll do this instead of doing that. I just feel lucky today. It's not about that. It's more about an insight into how the market environment has changed or progressed, and you're just mirroring that. So making you a part of the process simply by changing along with it rather than by being static. So all these things should come into money management, okay? And I know it may seem a little far-fetched and a little bit, well, Steve, I just thought that money management was where I place my stop or how much I'm willing to lose on a trade. Well, that's the way I thought myself as well until I finally started to learn exactly what money management was. All right, so let's go over the course curriculum, what I'm going to be teaching you in this specific course, and let's talk about everything that we'll be going over in this 8-video course, this 8-module course that you can start accessing immediately once you decide to become a member. And once again, for those of you who may have just joined us, remember, if you have any questions, write them down, and we'll get to them in just about 10 or 15 minutes from now. All right, secret number 1. We're going to talk about the true meaning of money management. Remember, as I stated earlier, even when I started trading, I had the wrong idea of what money management was. In fact, I had no idea of what money management was. I had no stop placement. In effect, I had no idea of where I was going to get out if the trade was a failure. I just held on, or what I did was I purchased more or shorted more to double down or average down so that I could eventually get out unchanged or so. So I had really no concept. And I think that most traders really don't have a proper concept of what money management is. And if they do, in my opinion, it's the improper concept. It's wrong. So what exactly is the proper definition of money management? Well, here's are the most common ways in which people define money management. They say, well, it's stop placement. Sure, you need to know about where to place your stop and adequate stop placement. But also money management has to do with account size, okay? How big of an account should you have? That comes into play. How about position sizing, okay? Should you trade with 100 shares or 1,000 shares or 1 contract or 10 contracts? How about trading with the trend, okay? Being in sync with the trend is extremely important. That's going to increase your profitable trades, and you'll be in sync with the market and have proper money management. Cutting the losses short. We've all heard to cut the losses short and let the profits run, okay? But how exactly do we do that? Or what about all of the above? Maybe all of these things are what define proper money management. Well, once again, we've gone through all of these. In my 37 years of trading, I've used and implemented and continue to use and implement each and every one of these, but is it the proper definition of money management? Are these things the proper definition of money management? And the answer is no, none of the above. This is, in our opinion, not the proper, these are just pieces of the puzzle of what you need to instill proper money management, but they do not make up or they do not define what money management is. This is why most people have problems using some type of way to protect their trades, because they're focusing on probably just stop placement, or they're focusing on trading with the trend. And once again, these are all extremely important pieces of the puzzle which we do incorporate in the course, but it is not the proper definition of money management. We will teach you that through secret number 1. All right, secret number 2. Well, we will get into some of these pieces of the puzzle with preliminary stops. We have a total of 6 different stops, and I think one of the reasons why most people get whipsawed is because of improper stop placement. You know, they get into the trade, they know exactly where they want to exit if they have a profit, and then once they place their stop, if they're going to be wrong, they get whipsawed, and right away they exit the trade with a loss, and then they turn around and see that the trade went in their direction. Well, what happens most of the time is we're placing the stops in the wrong area, meaning that we're focusing more on how much money we're going to lose or what percent of our capital, when we should be focusing more on what the market is telling us. In other words, we want the market to tell us where it's going to be wrong to be into the trade. Okay? So in other words, let's look at an example here. This was an actual setup that our members took in our stock course for Textron. Okay? This was at the end of December, coming into the middle of the month of last year. And as you can see, we had a really nice run up in this stock, and then we started to pull back, which is a perfect scenario for one of our strategies to go long. So you would have entered here, and if someone just using a standard stop placement and not listening to the market or not listening to our courses would have placed their stop right here, okay? But look what happened. Eventually, the stock really never took off, and you got stopped out. This is what happens to so many people, and they figure that the strategy is not valid. The strategy doesn't work. It's not really that the strategy wasn't working. It's just that you had improper stop placement. So rather than just think about how much money we're willing to lose and think about, well, this is where I want to get out if we go below, you know, where the bar setup was, let's listen to what the market is telling us. And the market, through a simple calculation that I teach you, tells us that your stop should actually be right here. Okay, this is one of our stop placements. So looking at the range, the volatility, and the calculation that we teach you how to put in this particular method here, you would have been in the trade, and as you can see, you would have reaped some nice gains. It wasn't because the strategy was faulty. It wasn't because you had the wrong idea that Textron was going to go up. It was because your stop placement was faulty. And so we share with you a total of 6 different stop placements. How about the RPS method, secret number 3? This is a tremendous secret that I have taught in some of our presentations that we give you for free, but I can't stress how important it is because it stresses with how many shares or how many contracts you should be trading with. All right, so many people do not see the sustainable gains or the capital that they really want to accumulate because they're trading with the wrong position size. They'll say like, well, I traded my strategy or my my method and I was up about 5 or 10% for the year. Using the RPS method, you may be able to increase those statistics up by 15, 20, or even 30% using the same exact strategy, not changing anything, but just by incorporating the RPS method. Let me show you what I mean here. Here's an example for our E-mini course members that was a short trade in the E-mini. Now, this met all the rules. Remember, we're not going to talk about strategies today, but this was a short trade in the E-mini where you would have entered here. Now, someone would have decided, well, my contract size, I usually just decide how many contracts I want to trade just by the feel I have. If I was trading well yesterday, maybe I'll trade with more contracts. But I lost yesterday, so I'll trade only with 1 contract. And as you see, once you entered into the trade, this turned out to be a very nice trade. You would have made about 3 points or $150. That's not bad. Nice day trade. You made $150, and that can add up if you do that every day. But using the RPS method and by absolutely changing nothing, just by taking in all the requirements and plugging them into this method that takes you literally seconds to calculate, you would have seen that you could have actually traded 3 contracts by absolutely changing nothing. So $150 point gain, $150 gain just turned into a $450 gain. See how simple that is. And this method takes the guesswork out of deciding how many shares or contracts to trade. It works in the stock market. It works for futures. It works for the forex currency pairs as well. So that's secret number 3, which we teach you exactly how to implement. Secret number 4, we teach you about trailing stops. Now, most people have a good idea of how to implement trailing stops, and trailing stops are good, and in fact, most people don't have any problem with because usually you're not going to incorporate a trailing stop unless you have a nice profit, okay? You usually don't start to even think about using a trailing stop unless you have a nice gain in the trade. But what happens so many times is you want to see if you can squeeze as much gain as you can as possible out of the trade. And what happens is you'll squeeze a fair amount, but many times you'll leave a lot on the table. So we have a number of methods here, 3 more trailing stop methods designed to keep you in the trade for as long as possible should you have a very nice winner in your hands. Let's look at this example, okay? Here's a trade example. As you can see here, you would have purchased at this level. It doesn't matter whether it's a stock, E-mini, or the Forex, but you have a really nice trade going on. You're doing very well. You want to protect it, but you want to track it all the way up. But most techniques employ some type of a moving average or some type of pattern recognition where they will simply just track it as it's going up. And once the stock or the future or the currency pair starts to sell off a little bit, or if you're going short and starts to rise a little bit, you'll get stopped out. And you'll say, well, that was a nice trade. I made more than I assumed I would. But the only problem is that many times after you're stopped out, it'll go even higher. So we have another way of trailing stops that was shared with me, and the secret was given to me and revealed to me on the floor, that incorporates a dynamic stop placement. Okay, we're not looking at patterns. We're not using moving averages. This is a dynamic stop placement that uses a simple indicator, and this is stop placement number 3 in the trailing stop index. And as you can see, you would have exited at this bar right here. Okay, so you would have gained an extra 3 to 5 points out of this before ultimately the market started to head lower. So stop placement number 3 is a great trailing stop designed to keep you in the trade for as long as possible. You can use this on a 1-minute chart. You can use it on a weekly chart or a monthly chart, and it doesn't matter what market as well. And it doesn't matter what direction. We also talk about secrets number 5 and secrets number 6, which have to do with risk-reward ratio. So many people think that risk-reward ratio is what it means, and that's the proper definition of money management. Remember, once again, risk-reward ratio is a very important component. It's a very important piece of the puzzle, but it does not make up what money management is. It's just something that you should be aware of and try to implement as much as possible. Most people try to implement, anywhere from 2 to 1 to 3 to 1, meaning that you'll try to make twice as much as you're risking if it's 2 to 1. We have strategies that we incorporate that use 1 to 1 risk-reward ratio, but they've done very nicely. They've accumulated profits of over 60 to even 150% in the last 3 years. But we know how to extend those risk-reward ratios by using these secrets. Part 1 reveals a secret on how to extend your risk-reward ratio prior to entering the trade, and secret number 6, part 2, goes into another technique for increasing your risk-reward ratios. So without getting too much in detail, because we can't share that with you, these are great techniques for increasing the risk-reward of any trade you want, whether it's a buy or a short trade. Okay, so a lot of people will say, well, I'm not going to take this trade, I'm going to pass on it because the risk-reward ratio, according to where the exit target is and where I enter and where my stop placement, it's just roughly 1 to 1 or 1.5 to 1, and that's not enough for me. By simply applying these 2 techniques we share with you in part 1 and part 2, you can change it now to be 2 or 3 to 1 or even 4 to 1 if you'd like. And then lastly, secret number 7. This is by far the most important secret there is. In fact, we were at one time going to make secret number 7 its entire course by itself. That's how important it is. This is the ATM. This is a fantastic technique that was taught to me on the floor, and I think out of any technique I've learned from my days on the floor of the exchange, this has saved me more money than anything I've ever had. It's saved me literally hundreds of thousands of dollars, regardless if I'm day trading the E-mini markets or if I'm position trading stocks or the Forex markets. This is a fantastic technique. Once again, we thought that we would just market this as its own course, but we're throwing this in as secret number 7. So one would say, well, what exactly is the ATM? How does this work? Well, here's a perfect way to describe it for all you Forex traders out there. When things are going great, things are going great. As you see here in this euro-dollar example, we see here that these are actual examples taken from some of our strategies for trading the Forex markets. And we have roughly 4 trades here that worked perfectly, that went short perfectly. You would have had profits on all of those, and even though it doesn't look like a lot for a lot of you people that do not trade the Forex markets, each one of those trades had a gain of roughly $1,000 in just roughly a month. And then when we decided to go long, that worked as well. So things go great when they go great, but using the exact same strategy on the exact same market, look at this example right here. Nothing changed. We just kind of weren't able to change and evolve with the market conditions, and look at the exact same signals in a different market environment and see how terribly they perform. Not well at all. In fact, we had roughly about, I believe, 8 losers in a row here. Here's what the ATM does. The ATM is designed to keep you out of these drawdown phases while you're currently trading the strategy. So that's the beauty of the ATM. In other words, it's almost designed to know that when your strategy is going to go into a funk or some type of slump, it'll keep you out. And so you won't have to experience it. And then when it knows that your system or strategy is back in sync, then it puts you back in the market. So that's the beauty of this. Once again, this is worth its weight in gold simply by itself, but we're throwing this in as the 7th secret of money management. Here's what traders are saying about our courses, not just our stock and E-mini and Forex courses, but also about some of our techniques. As you see here, these are actual testimonials from people that are members and people that have been trading with us, and they have stated this about our past courses and our past strategies that they purchased. So our reputation really stands far and above a lot of other educators. So if you're thinking about, well, I'm not sure, I've never heard of specialist trading before, you can Google us and see that there's a lot of really kind words and positive things about what we teach. Remember, once again, all the things in the 7 courses, 7 secrets of money management course are all things that I use in my daily trading as well. I'm a day trader first, so I trade the markets as well, and I incorporate all of these things in my own trading. So let's recap before we go into the question and answer portion. Here's what you receive in my 7 Secrets of Money Management course. We're going to share with you the true meaning of money management. Remember, we think that so many people lose is because they're out of sync excuse me, with what money management really is. They think it's just, well, if I place a stop and I only want to lose $500, that's what my money management is. We teach you how to listen to what the market is telling you in terms of where and what your money management should be. We share with you preliminary stops. We share with you 3 preliminary stops to use on any strategy, any method, whether it's one of mine, one of yours, or something else that you purchased. We share with you the RPS method. Remember, that's secret number 3. That's a calculation designed to take the guesswork out of your position sizing, so you know exactly how many shares or how many contracts to trade with. Then we go on to trailing stops. We show you that technique number 3, trailing stop, designed to keep you in the market as long as possible, whether you're day trading or whether you're position trading. These are great techniques for trailing stops. Secrets 5 and Secret 6 are 2 great techniques for increasing your risk-reward ratio. They're part 1 and part 2. And then secret number 7, once again, is the ATM method. It's a simple calculation that you keep that will tell you whether your strategy should be trading or should be out of the market. So you stay out of those drawdown phases. It's tremendous, tremendous insight into trading. I incorporate all these in my trading, and they've literally turned my trading around. Remember, once again, I feel that money management is roughly 70% of all trading. 30% should be a nice, some type of strategy or some type of high probability entry point, high probability exit. But other than that, money management is what's going to sustain you, or what's going to keep you trading down the road. Remember, we're going to define for you the proper definition of an application of money management. That's what the course does, okay? If you've been struggling, if you've been seeing your trades where you enter into a trade, you get stopped out, and then the trade goes where you originally wanted it to, this course is for you because you're not applying the proper stops, you're not applying the proper money management, or say you're getting out too early, this course is for you. We teach you how to stay in to give you the risk-reward ratio you've been looking for. Remember, we are an educational company first and foremost. Even though you know, a lot of people trade and we purchase and give signals for our purchasers and our members, we're more about teaching you how to use these things. The same way my mentors taught me. When my mentors taught me these things, they didn't say, well, Steve, trade exactly the same signals we do and put your stop and use all of these different techniques exactly where we do. No, they wanted to teach me so that ultimately I would know how to use them on my own. And so once I started specialist trading, that's what I'm trying to do as well. We're an educational company. Even though we provide the signals for you, we provide all that information, we're more about providing you with the education so that you can ultimately just rely on your own decisions, okay? Okay, in closing here, here's our 7 Secrets of Money Management course. As you can see, it actually comes with a total of 8 detailed videos, okay, video modules, and all the information supplied. As you can see here, if you purchase these separately, it would cost you close to $2,500 to purchase all of these different courses separately. We've combined them into one package, and we've reduced the price for the attendees today down 25%, down to $1,871. That's a $700 discount. Okay. Now, if you feel that that may be a little bit too much, a little bit expensive, well, let me show you this example of one of our students who actually used the ATM course in one of his trades. As you can see here, here's an equity curve of some of the trading they were doing. Okay, starting out from 0 on this particular equity curve, they had a really nice strategy and nice trades that got them up close to 16,000, 17,000 until ultimately they hit the dreaded drawdown. And guess what? They went all the way back to 0. So in this time it took them all the time to gain nearly $17,000, they lost it all in just roughly about 5 or 6 trades. Once we applied the ATM, and we showed them how to apply the ATM to the simple strategy that they were using, guess what? They only traded when they got up to the 16,000, 17,000, and they missed the drawdown entirely. So they missed that $15,000 or $16,000 loss. So if you can, you know, money saved is money earned. If you can, you know, stand without losing $15,000 or $16,000, then I believe $1,871 is an extremely inexpensive price to pay for all of the secrets we're going to be sharing with you. One of the other things that I've been told to share with you is that Pro Trader Strategies, that's our sister site that markets and promotes all of my methods and strategies, is willing to take payment. So we have payment plans now. So if you're interested in purchasing this on a payment plan, you don't have to come up with the $1,871 altogether. You can, this discount is fantastic, and you can get a payment plan with this as well. But remember, if you have a strategy that does well and then all of a sudden goes in tremendous drawdowns, these techniques can really help you, and money saved is money earned. And you'll see how much you can save using these techniques and how much, in my opinion, that they can really pay for the course many times over. This course is instant course access. You'll receive all the 8 video modules immediately, detailed instruction. We give you 6 stop placement techniques, the RPS method for deciding how many shares or contracts to trade automatically, takes the guesswork so you know exactly how many you should be trading. We show you 2 different ways of how to increase your risk-reward ratios. We give you, in my opinion, the most expensive thing around is the ATM which we, once again, we're going to make a course entirely around. We may do one day. That we give you that included. And then lastly, you have personal email access with myself. You can contact me anytime you like by simply emailing me, and I'll answer any question that you may have. I really think you should take advantage of this. If you're interested, please contact us. Now, I don't have the information available with you right now. I believe if you look on your phone number or right there on the chat, below the chat, the number you can reach us at is 310-598. I'm going to get my glasses on. I can read it. 6677. You can also contact us at trading@protraderstrategies.com. That's where you'll really get all the information, and that's where you'll get everything that will help you putting this all together. Let me just see if I have that other window for this. No, I don't have that. I apologize. In putting this together, sorry I left that out, but if you look underneath the chat box where the questions in the chat box are, you'll see that there's our phone number, and there's also the email address where you can contact us. Now, this presentation was recorded, so once again, you can always listen to this as many times just by simply requesting through either the phone number you see there or through the email address. You can contact us, and we'll send you the link to this recording. Okay, let's see if there's any questions now, and I want to thank you for waiting for the question and answer portion. How much is the course? Well, as you just saw, Rob, here, the course is $1871, down $700. That's down a little over 25%. That's a tremendous, tremendous discount because, as you see there, that last equity curve that was an actual student of ours, that equity curve saved them roughly $15,000 or $16,000. And so this course would have paid for that many times over using the exact same things we taught in this particular course. Now, we're not going to promise you and say that that's going to happen exactly to each and every one. It'll keep me out of a $15,000 drawdown, but we really feel strongly that it can at least help you and take your trading to the next level with all of these money management techniques. Okay? Toyota asks, are you going to be showing the details of these secrets today? No, Toyota, because that's why they're called secrets. They're very detailed, and once I started showing them, then I would be giving away everything, and that would really take away from from the people who are going to be purchasing the course. We've already had some people who have been interested in purchasing the course, so that would take away from that. So I'm sorry. Without giving too much away, all we can stress is that these are things that I have used. We have some members that have been working on them as well, and they've helped us tremendously. If you want more information, once again, just contact us either at trading@protraderstrategies.com or the number provided there for you, 598-6677. Also, as you can see, we've provided you the link for the discount on the right underneath the chat box. So you can simply go there and click on that link and get that discount as well. Well, once again, Toyota, I don't think the price was too high for the person that saved the $15,000. Actually, if the person that saved that drawdown would have just thanked me or did thank me over and over again for saving that money. So roughly, to pay $1871 for saving $15,000 really is a tremendous deal. And once again, we also offer payment plans as well. So if you're really interested in getting your trading to the next level using proper money management, I can't stress enough how much you should take advantage of this particular discount. Okay. Any other questions before we sign off for today? And I want to thank you so much for attending. We decided to do this a little earlier today, but hopefully if you like this time, we'll do more and more presentations at this time. But if there are any more questions, once again, you can request this video by simply going to the link provided, as you see there, or emailing us at trading@protraderstrategies.com, and they'll send you all the information. Thank you so much for attending. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking advantage of this. If you decide to become a member, I really feel strongly that it'll take your trading to the next level and really take advantage of this discount. You can't find any of these things I've taught you in a book or any of these things online. They are secrets that I gained from the floor that I really have found no one else talking or teaching about. And so this is not something that you can find anywhere else on another website. In my 37 years, I've never found anyone else speaking about it or using these. So you're going to be privy to the very first course where all of these secrets will be made known to the first members. So thank you so much for attending. Looking forward to you becoming members of Specialist Trading, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.